Hello, infidels! Happy New Year! I've been studying the Vatican II document on religious freedom and trying to reconcile it with Pope Leo XIII's declaration of how the church should be part of the state. Of course, you had Constantine back in the 4th century who brought together the state, and we call it the state back then, the dictator and the church. But that was after 300 years of persecution. The church needed a break, right? So then they were having tea with the emperor instead of being thrown in the lion's den. So, but they came with this document in the 60s about religious freedom, and I think its time had come for it to be implemented. You know, I agree with the council. The vote was like 2,000 something bishops versus like 70 against it. It was the most against document of the Vatican Council. Most of them. And that was a total slam dunk. You get like 2,500 versus 70. You know, so you had, you know, the church was for this document. And then other documents were even more decisive than that document. Other documents only had like just a few bishops against. So Vatican II is legit. It's real. Everybody's got to deal with it. I know there's a lot of people that don't like it, but it was you know, it was an ecumenical council, just as important as the other ecumenical councils. This is the 21st ecumenical council. You had Vatican I 100 years earlier. That was the 20th, and then of course there was Trent, and then down the line. So yeah, they're all important, and we can't just accept certain parts of a council. Like in the Nicene Council, you can't just accept part of that council and not other parts. And it's the same with Vatican II, but of course it has to be interpreted properly. Well, the document on religious freedom is, all it's saying is, you know, that there is a separation of church and state. Basically, our Constitution, the fathers of our Constitution got it right. You know, you can't exalt a particular religion, even if it's the truth, over other ones as far as government, and otherwise you're coercing, you're kind of forcing people to believe. That's what they didn't want, you know, the dignity of the person. We don't want to force people to believe. So they, you know, they wanted to keep it separate. But the church is to be the standard of truth that the state is to go to for wisdom and counsel and to implement ideas from the church, but it's not to be mixed in. And the thing is, we don't really want, you know, the church has dignity. It's from heaven first. It's also a visible sign on the earth, but it's from heaven. I think they're all right, because we don't want to soil the church with the world. You think somebody says like, oh, we want the church to be in the state, and it may sound good and there'll be some positive, but there'll also be negatives, and you're going to have to drag the church through the mud of the state. So they're saying that the two are ordained of God, the state and the church. They just have different functions. And I'll make a part 2 on this, but I gotta go now. God bless.